herbs snipped from the garden just make whatever you're cooking in the kitchen taste better, don't they? Well, we're sharing some easy to grow herb combinations that will add fresh flavor all summer long. Bryn Ramjoue is here today from Red Butte Garden, and she's here with some of your favorite herb pairings. And these are not your average herbs. What have you brought today?
They are not your average herbs. And at Red Butte Garden, we do have our plant sale coming up this weekend, and you're going to be able to find a ton of varieties of herbs and heirlooms. But what I brought today are some herbs in pairings based on cuisine.
Okay.
So we start off with some herbs that might go well in Asian cooking. Some things like celery root, shallots, curry plant that you could use.
Okay.
And then we came in and we wanted to talk about mint. Mint is so versatile. Mint goes great with strawberries. It goes good in tea. It goes good in lemonade. It's a great addition to salads. And so we brought a couple. We brought a mojito mint, and then we brought a hyssop. Now, you can also get a hyssop that tastes like anise, which is like licorice. And so that would be really good in flavoring your foods, or even as a decor on ice cream.
So some of these herbs that you've brought are some of just the normal ones that we might already be planning on growing in our garden. But a lot of these are like a variation of that staple.
That's right. So when we're looking at French cooking, we might have, this is a pineapple sage, and so it's going to have more of a pineapple tinge and tang to it. This is dill. This is lovage, which I really want to say lavage.
And what is it like?
Summer savory. You know, it's a earthy green that has a subtle taste to it. But if you move into a plant that's very similar to that, that would have a lemon tinge to it. Okay. And then even in your mints, you're going to find a chocolate tinge. You're going to have these different varieties that add a lot of interest to your foods. You could be the favorite of the neighborhood with the best lemonade in town by adding some herbs to it.
Yeah.
When we come over here and we've got our Italian, you know, we've got rosemary, but we've got a golden rosemary right here.
Yeah, because this looks a little different than the typical rosemary.
It does,
so
doesn't
it? How is this different?
This is very culinary. It's called Gorizia, and it's got a longer stem. This is the golden rain rosemary, much more petite, and it has that nice yellow to it. They're going to have different flavors in terms of subtle to stronger.
Okay, and we're getting different flavors, or is it just about the subtleness or not subtleness of it?
I would say the subtleness is the difference in the flavor. I think it's going to be slightly different, but enough that you and your guests would notice.
Okay.
And then what I want to show you is how to chiffonade, which is taking these herbs and making them into ribbons. And I'd like you to try this.
Okay, and that is a big word. So tell us.
It is. So it's a French word that means cutting your herbs into little ribbons.
Okay.
So you want to, with the basil or any of these greens, make a little stack. And you're not going to use the stemmy part. And I want you to roll that up in a little package.
Okay. And so are we doing this with all of the herbs?
We can do it with all of them. That is basil.
Okay.
Okay, and I've got 3 kinds of basil here that you could get at the Red Butte Garden plant sale. I've got cinnamon, I've got hot, and I've got standard. Now that you've got that in its bundle, I'd like you to pick up your knife.
Okay.
And then on the angle, right, I want you to just start cutting ribbons. Right, there you go. And so when you are done, you have nice knife form. When you're done, what you'll see is that you've got these little ribbons, right? Those ribbons, we didn't cut all the way through, but that's okay.
My knife form wasn't very good.
It just needed a little oomph behind it. So we've got these ribbons. That is going to be decor for food, flavor for food. You can use that technique to make a soup more savory and flavorful. Some of the herbs that I brought are great for fruits, for teas, lemonades, aids. If you do water with the cucumber, I'd like people to consider adding some herbs to it.
So tell us about some of these herbs here.
I will. This is lavender, and you want to take the little lavender, this whole head you could take and cut it up.
Okay.
Because you can eat these blooms. I would like you to take some of the leaves off of a rosemary. This is lemon verbena, and you would chiffonade it just like you did the basil. Smell that.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
You
It's
see this
so
in like
lemony.
soaps and lotions.
Yes, but you can
But
eat
I
it
had no
and put
idea
it
you could add it to your
to
food.
make your water fresh. You could
That would be so great.
brighten up a soup with this lemony flavor. Put it on a chicken to roast or barbecue, right?
It would be
Put
delicious
it
in
between
that.
skewers of a barbecue.
I can't get over this.
I know, lemon
so
verbena
this is lemon
is
verbena,
so
okay.
yummy. This is a cinnamon basil, and so this basil is going to smell that. This basil, cinnamon basil.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be
wow.
good in tea? I actually put cinnamon basil in my smoothies.
Okay.
Because it's got such a nice flavor and it brightens up the greens in your smoothies.
I wish that our viewers could smell these because this really is like, I'm amazed here smelling these.
So
I can only
different.
imagine the flavor that it would
Right.
add to a drink or a food
So
or a dish.
herbs are so easy to grow. You can buy, you see them all the time at the grocery stores. I would recommend that you pick up your plants at the Red Butte Garden plant sale this weekend. But whatever you do, know that herbs are forgiving. They can take the worst gardener. I can even grow herbs in my
Okay.
house. There are some that are perennials, some that are annuals, some that like a little shade, but they are so easy to grow. They love to come back. They love you to use them. So don't wait until they're great big. Just start using them.
Do they go crazy once you grow them? I know mint can sometimes take over a garden.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Mint is one of the herbs that I'd like to recommend people grow in a container because
Okay.
mint will just go wild. And while it smells good and looks good and you can use it all the time, you might not want it to take over your gardening area. So definitely put your mint in a container. Everything else should do okay in the spot that you've dedicated for it. Also know that basil loves the warmth. So it's
So it needs more sunlight?
it needs the temperature at night to be about 50.
Okay.
Okay? Would you like to practice chiffonading a little more?
I think we're almost out of time.
Great.
But tell us a little bit more about the plant sale if people want to come out
Yes.
and see all of these.
I would love that. So garden members get to come on Friday from 1 o'clock until 8 p.m. Everybody else Saturday from 10 a.m. until 3. It's our 38th annual plant sale. So the plant sale's been going on longer than the garden's been around. And we grow a lot of our plants ourselves. We have all experts on hand who can help you with landscaping, anything that you need.
Okay.
We'll be able to help you this
Sounds
weekend.
great. Thanks so much for sharing and stopping by.